You see, most people have access to credit monitoring, but when it comes to credit monitoring, your credit monitoring platform should do more than just monitor your credit. And in this video, I'm going to show you 7 reasons why you should strongly consider using Smart Credit. I'm logged into a test account basically that gives me the ability to show you examples and samples of ways that you can use these tools to help you take your score to the next level. Now, this is what you have to understand. There are so many different things tied to your credit beyond just the score. And once you understand what this tool can give you access to, then I think you'll want to stick around and keep it for a very long time. Not to mention, for those of you who use my link below, whether you already have Smart Credit and you use the link, or you plan on getting access to Smart Credit and using the link, I want to create an opportunity for you to get access to it. Try it out for $1 just for yourself. And then if you keep it, I'll do ongoing trainings, ongoing overviews, and answer direct questions to help you get the most out of this tool and help you take your score to the next level. So the first thing I want to go over, which is the first reason, and if you're writing things down, here's 7 reasons. The first thing I want to dive into is the score tracker. So what is the score tracker? So the score tracker basically explains and grades your credit worthiness. It basically ties things into 4 categories: your credit score, your auto score, your insurance score, and your hiring score. Many people don't know that they have an auto score, an insurance score, and a hiring score. Well, this tool allows you to see that. Now, when you scroll down, you can see what the auto score is. Again, this is a sample account, and it's just showing that this person has a 435. Your score may be higher, your score may be similar. Who cares? You are in the right place to help you take your score to the next level. But the auto score lets you know what the auto dealers or anybody who's aiming to give you an auto loan is going to see, what your worthiness is as it relates to that. When it comes to insurance, it lets you know what your worthiness is as it relates to your insurance score. And then your hiring risk index. Is it risky to hire you with the jobs? A lot of times people don't realize that jobs actually do have the ability to run your credit, because they're looking at it like, hey, what is their credibility? If they're not credit worthy, then are they going to be a worthy employee? That's just the fact of the matter. So understanding how this score tracker can keep you ahead by allowing you to track and be 10 steps ahead of those who may pull your reports positions you to get yourself in a better position before you apply for that insurance or that auto loan or that job. So that's very important. Second thing I want to go over is the score builder. So you access it by clicking those 3 lines in the upper left hand corner, depending on how you're viewing it on your device. And then you tap score builder. So the score builder is powerful because it gives you a 120-day plan. 120-day plan. So basically laying out how you can get on track. And if you're tapped into me and you ask questions, then we can help you hit your goals sooner when it comes to taking your score to the next level. But directly built into this is free with your membership is the score builder. And once you get to the score builder, you can hit continue. Of course, we're not going to go through all 128 days. I just wanted to get an idea of how it works. It gives you a video that tells you about your score, your starting score, your current score, your goal score, and how you can understand how each day can put you closer to your goals. It gives you an overview letting you know what your current score rating is, and not to, hold it against you, but to position you to say, okay, this does not have to determine what my future score will look like. So it talks about your credit score, how your credit score is used. It breaks those things down, not to insult your intelligence, but I just want you to understand how these things work and how you can use it to your advantage. But what I want you to see is it breaks down your creditors. Once it shows you your creditors, it also positions you to expand and see some details about these creditors, the limit, the balance. So that way you can have an idea of what's not only hurting your score, but what also could potentially be helping your score. Right here is showing what's helping your score. So in this test accounts example, they have a Sam's card, a dealer's card, a Belt card, a financial service card, MetaBank. So they have all of these different cards that could be potentially helping their score. But what we want to do is also find out what's hurting your score. It's important to understand what's helping your score so that way you don't do anything that can offset or remove positively reporting accounts. But when you find out what's hurting your score, then it lets you know what you need to work on. And once you understand what you need to work on, you understand how cleaning these up can help strengthen your score. Now, in this example, they have a web bank, Home Depot, Target, Walmart, Sam's, that are all contributing to hurting their score in this example. And of course, you can expand and see what's going on, what the limit is, the balance, and determine what it is exactly that's helping or hurting your score. But let's keep going because it doesn't stop there. Now, it talks about what actions you can take because it's not just good enough to let you know what's helping your score. It's not just good enough to let you know what's hurting your score. What actions can we take? Inside this score builder, you can take action. So what we do is give you options of ways that you can take actions based on certain categories that are available to you. The first thing is the fixed credit reporting errors. That's the one that I want you to focus on initially because it has the potential to boost your score based on you being able to direct target certain entities that may be reporting errors, inaccuracies, outdated information. So we want to use those codes, errors, and violations to your advantage to help you take your score to the next level. However, there is an option to get access to using the goodwill corrections or paying off or negotiating small debts. We call this pay for delete. You usually only do this when they give you something in writing that says they're going to delete it if you pay a negotiated amount. Instead of you paying the full amount, you pay whatever you negotiate. Aim for as low as you can in order to position them to accept it. And then if they give you something in writing, if you pay it, then they're supposed to delete it. It also allows you to use the remove identity theft because if you have had your identity impacted, then it's a good chance that you may qualify for the identity theft removal, and you can use that to get things deleted faster as well. But let's talk about the fixed credit reporting errors. When you click on the fixed credit reporting errors, it'll allow you to see some of the things that you want to target in order to fix errors with these accounts and see how you can use it to your advantage by having these items removed. So let's scroll down to where it says take action. We're going to click the take action button, and then it says now go through all of the negative items on your credit report, look closely at each account, and take action where you feel necessary. And if you have any questions, if you've used my link in order to get access to this, I will answer your questions, and I may do it on a weekly basis. That way I'm able to give a lot of game or sauce or education that answers multiple questions, including but not limited to yours. So you want to tackle these negatives. So what it does is line out how many problem accounts exist on your profile, and it's on a side-by-side basis. So the first one is the HSBC bank credit cards. So it gives you the options of fixed error, goodwill correction, pay off debt, identity theft. If you click this question mark to the left, it'll give you the account info. It'll let you know if it's open. If it's open, these are typically the accounts you do not want to delete. You want to just get it updated to a positive status. You're not trying to delete an open account that has some good payments associated with it. That being said, make sure you pay close attention to what the status of the account is, because it usually lets you know whether this is something you want deleted or just updated to a more positive status. Open accounts, you want to have updated to a positive status, but it gives you all of the details associated with it, and it asks you questions. Is your account status correct? If it's not really open, then that's an error. And then it asks, is the date open correct? If that's not the date, then that's an error. Is your payment amount correct? If that's not the correct payment amount, that's an error. Is your payment status correct? Is the balance correct? Is your payment history correct? So you want to look at all of these things, because every question they ask, if the answer is no, that means there is an error. Very simply put, if the answer is no, that's an error. So now when you challenge it and you're disputing it, you're basing it on an error. You're not lying, denying, or making up stuff. You're saying, hey, no, this information right here is incorrect. And now you can use that to your advantage. So every question it asks is positioning you to have a reason to dispute it. Very important. So, do you agree with the creditor remarks? If there are some remarks, do you agree? If the answer is no, then again, there's an error. And you can do this on a side-by-side basis, going to each and every account. So you can see that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4. So you just go over, based on however many accounts in this scenario is 19, but we're not going to go through all of those. We just want to give you an understanding of how easy this is. So let's click on, well, you can also, before I click on fix error, you can also hit that play button, and it's a short video that gives you an overview of what you're about to expect. So I won't bore you with the video, but let's click fix error. Once you click fix error, you'll pull up the action wizard. Right here it says the account, the type, and the balance, correct or credit reporting inaccuracy. So please select a reason. Now, all of the things that we went over in terms of questions may line up with some of these reasons, but here's some of the reasons. It says, I was never late on this account. If you were never late, say that. This is a closed account. If it's showing open, say that. I paid this account in full. Say that. I settled this account before it went to collection or was charged off. Say that. And this can get you, some things removed, because sometimes they may accept payment and not remove certain things even though they were supposed to. This account is past the legal time allowed to be reported. If you understand the statute of limitations, say that. And if you need access to a video that goes over the statute of limitations, I have a recent one I recorded. But again, if you've used my Smart Credit link, you're able to get access to me and get questions answered and guidance and support and ongoing trainings and things that show you how to maximize using this tool. It also says this account was never in foreclosure. This lien associated with this account is being reported in error. So look at all of the things. This is a duplicate account. This is a charge off account or discharge bankruptcy. The wrong account number is being reported. That's one I like to use for late payments that I want to get updated to a positive status, but I also like to add a little note with it, because when it comes to late payments, one of the codes that I like to use is billing error. Because if you've also, even though they didn't ask this, if you also can look at your personal information that's showing up on your credit report and you see that all of your names don't match across the board, all of your addresses don't match across the board, that's a billing error, because they have to put a name and an address in order to reach you with a bill. So if it's a billing error based on your personal information being incorrect, then those are some of the things that you can use to your advantage to get certain accounts removed and or updated to positive. But since billing error is not on here, then I will use the wrong account number is being reported, because most of the time they're not reporting a full account number anyway. It has all of these X's. That's not your account number. So it's a wrong account number. So you can use that. And then once you use that, you can put in a box, because whatever you select is going to get put into this box. And in here, if you know you have a billing error, you can also include billing error. And now that you've included the billing error, now that you can go ahead and move on to the next portion. Now, it also says, why do I need to provide a reason? Well, your reason is important to the success of your action. The reason should be descriptive to provide the creditor with as much information as possible. Our predefined reasons work. So they're using things that they know have worked as a result, but educating you in the process, so that way you know why you're doing what you're doing. Then you hit next. Now, of course, if you had all 19 accounts that you were disputing, you will go through this multiple times, but it's going to ask you to confirm your action. So it shows what it is that you did in the action wizard, and it says confirm action. And all you do is scroll down and click confirm mail delivery. By pressing the confirm mail delivery button, you are hereby agreeing to the terms and conditions of this action and your membership. Now, this is what's powerful, because you can do this as many times as you want, meaning that these letters are going to be mailed directly to these creditors, and this is included in your membership. So this is why you want to hold on to it. That way, each week, each month, as we go through certain things and scenarios or questions that you have the tool that can help you do it automatically, without you having to necessarily go to the post office and things of that nature. It's some things that you can be doing using this Smart Credit tool. So you can hit confirm mail delivery, and then it gives you like a 5-minute window if you needed to cancel it. But once you've hit submit, then you're good to go. And it says action confirmed. What's next? Log in regularly to review your action status. If necessary, most creditors will update all 3 reporting agencies. Their update to your credit report may impact your credit score. And then it says if you need to cancel, you can navigate to the action history, and then it'll give you 5 minutes, before the letters have been sent off. So make sure you're ready when you hit confirm, so that way you don't have to bother with that. And then you hit done. And it's that simple when it comes to going through all of these accounts. So you'll see that this right here has already been included in the actions taken. You'll see actions taken 1. And then if it's 19 that you'll be going through, when you're done with all of them, you'll see action taken 19. You may start off with a few. It's not going to limit you or max you out, but just make sure you focus on the ones that have a higher impact. Right here you see credit score impact medium. Well, as we continue to scroll over, you'll see medium, but it's some that may be a high impact, but then it gets into those that are low. It starts off with the highest impact and then it shifts all the way down to the low. So if you want to start with the high impact ones first and then take a break, perfectly fine. If you don't have any high impact and you want to focus on the medium impact, perfectly fine. But just pace yourself and ask questions where need be, so that way you can continue to get assistance and education and overviews on how to use this tool to the best way that benefits you. Now, that was the score builder and 120-day plan. So, of course, there's more that'll come along with this. Just stick around for the journey, because I want to help as many people as possible go into their future with higher credit scores. But let's go to the next reason why you should consider the Smart Credit tool, and that's the Score Boost tool. The Score Boost tool is something that a lot of people have this question, and it doesn't always, get answered in a way that this Smart Credit Score Boost tool does it. And what do I mean? Well, many people want to know, okay, if I pay my credit cards down, my lines of credit down, how will it boost my score? Right here, it tells you, hey, if you pay $1,682, your score will increase by about 34 points. That's powerful, because it lets you know how much control you have over your credit score when it comes to credit cards or lines of credit. Very important. So now you're not guessing. Okay, I need to get my score to this number by a certain date in order for me to qualify for this. Oh, I know exactly what I need to do based on my lines of credit. If you have credit cards or lines of credit, if you don't, then it'll show up differently. But this helps you. And then you can scroll this tool and say, okay, I need to get an extra 95 points in order to position myself for this. Okay, pay down 3,416. And this is something that you can do for yourself. And can't nobody pay you, or you can't pay anybody to do this for you. This tool provides you with the education, so you can know, I know exactly what I need to do to boost my score by extra 95 points potentially, or extra 120 points potentially, based on what your credit profile and credit cards and lines, credit and credit utilization look like. Pay 4,368. Your score can potentially go up 120 points. If you want to max it out and get your score to go up as high as possible, you slide it all the way to the right. It shows you what you need to pay. And the key to this is understanding that you're always in control in this area. When you pay certain things down, you have the potential to boost your score. And then if you end up overutilizing your credit card and your score potentially drops, then you also know exactly what you need to do to boost your score. So it shows that, hey, if you spend $186, you may lose a couple of points. If you spend a certain threshold, you may lose a couple of points. And it also lets you know that if you're planning to spend, which card may make the most sense to spend on based on certain dates. So this credit score boost tool is powerful because it lets you know exactly what you need to do and notifies you of the best things for you to do when it comes to paying your credit cards. And then it lays out, okay, here are the credit cards sorted by fastest achievable points. So it's not just letting you know how much to pay, but it's letting you know by fastest achievable points. So based on when the credit cards will be reporting, it says, hey, if you paid this, your score boost 2 points in 14 days. If you pay this, your score can boost 30 points in 16 days based on whatever the pay down amount is. If you pay this, 22 points in 16 days, 1 point in 18 days. So now on a card by card basis, it's letting you know how your score can increase. That's pretty significant, and to have at your disposal, being able to use on a month-to-month basis with some guidance to go along with it. What's next? Now let's tap into the fourth reason to consider getting this tool and using it to your advantage. Let's talk about the Money Manager. The Money Manager does a few things for you. It shows you instant statements, transactions, trends in your spending, asks you questions that can help you resolve issues with creditors. So it really positions you to almost have somewhat of a financial advisor, a guide with you on a day to day or a month to month basis. So you see your recent transactions. It shows it on all accounts. In this test account, it's pretty much just doing an overview of certain things that a person may have spent money on, the mortgage. But it goes on and it shows all of the entries associated with the spending so you can best benefit. Now you see it's 24,000 entries. So it really does the legwork in terms of breaking down recent transactions. But you can also see when payments are due. Don't have any payments due, but I'm sure you will on your end. You can see your checking and savings. You can see other assets, other asset wizards, credit cards, all of the credit cards, and take action if there's some need to take action in those areas. Loans, if there are loans, you can narrow it down. That way, you're not just focused on the whole thing. You're looking at all of the different categories so you can narrow it down if you need to. And then the cash and credit summary: total cash $5,291, and then it just breaks it down, card balances. So this positions you to know how your money is, where your money is going, if there's some things that you need to contest or dispute, and it keeps everything clean and neat all in this tool, so that way you know exactly how to correct errors that you may be making, or realize, oh, I've been overspending in this area, or oh, I need to cut back here. It shows you everything you need all in this one tool. And if you want to see all of the accounts in one place in a nice clean fashion, just click all accounts, and then it gives you an account summary. So you know what your savings, your credit card, your investment, your loans, your mortgage, your checking, all in one place. So it gives you a guide on understanding, okay, this is where I'm at. And now, partnered up with all of the other tools I've showed you, it positions you to know if you're on track to whatever your goals may be. Now, the fifth reason that you should consider the Smart Credit tool, if you haven't already, hopefully by now you've already grabbed it, got your trial, and you can be a part of those who are able to just ask me questions pretty much on demand. I added to my list of questions that I answer on a week by week basis, or however often, in order to get you your answers and get you some results and moving your credit in the right direction. But the MyLoaner tool is pretty cool. Now, don't get me wrong. If you have certain things that you're wanting to do or qualify for, we have other options, but this right here opens up the options for you to be able to figure out what you may be able to qualify for based on your score. So based on your score, you qualify for certain things. Now, naturally, this person has, in this test account, it's a 429, so they're not going to qualify for much. But it lets you know what a person can qualify for, because it gives you, okay, personal loans. For the personal loans, they may qualify for the op loans, but then it lets you know credit cards. This person may not qualify for any credit cards. If not, it's just going to be a secure credit card where they have to put their money down first. Or it may be some credit building cards that they qualify for, and you can click to get started. But it's based on what your information already is showing, so that way you're not caught off guard, because they know that, okay, this is your current situation. This is what you can potentially qualify for. And it goes on to student loans that, when it comes to refinancing, what your credit will allow you to refinance for. Auto loans, auto refinance, mortgage loan, business credit card, business loan, checking account, saving account. What do you qualify for based on your current situation? And you can narrow it down in certain categories based on your state, or if you want to include everything. This gives you a tool so you can know what you could potentially qualify for based on your current credit score. Very helpful. Now, the last thing, I've already included 6, because one of them was getting actual supporting guidance from me and being able to ask questions if you have this Smart Credit account in a way that positions you to use these tools to take your score to the next level. So I didn't list that as a number. But one of the other things that's pretty cool, that really, if you're a person who cares about your privacy and don't like all of these entities selling your data and passing your information around like they got your permission to do so, you want to click on the fraud and insurance privacy section. In this section, this positions you to get access to the privacy Master, which gives you alerts when your information has been shuffled around beyond your consent, gives you direct ability to request removal from these entities, as well as scans every 14 days. Now, you do need to activate it, but oh, this is a bonus. I forgot to tell you that you get $1 million in identity fraud insurance just by having this smart credit account. You don't have to pay extra, and the benefit is full coverage for your whole family, free with your membership. Activation is required. So you activate it and then it'll show insurance activated. You can view the policy and make sure everybody is protected in your household. Privacy Master is what I was speaking on. Privacy Master scans and monitors websites and data brokers who are selling your private information. You'll receive an alert when your private information is found. You can instruct these websites and data brokers to remove and stop selling your information, or you can instruct them to keep it. Removing your private information may take 1 to 45 days, depending on the responsiveness of the website or data broker. Privacy Master continues monitoring to ensure they comply with your removal request. It scans every 14 days. I just helped a client and they had over like 30 plus accounts that were, or basically websites that their information was being shown on. Right now, this is the test account. It shows that it found 3 new websites. All you do is click take action. Show you how simple this is to put in a request directly to have your information removed. It tells you this is the test account, like I said, and it says swipe left to remove your info or swipe right to keep. And then these are the 3 accounts that's showing up. So you got peoplefinder.com, idtrue.com, usphonebook.com, because a lot of times when you get all of these fake calls or fake text messages, they've used these sites to get access to your information so they can market to you, scam you, sell you something. So it's important to try to remove these accounts as soon as possible. And Smart Credit allows you to do it within a swipe and a couple of clicks. I'm gonna show you. So you swipe to the left if you want to remove it. Then boom, you see the remove. You tap it once, it says pending removal, boom, out of there. Right then and there, it sends a direct request for removal. Do the same thing for the next one. Remove, tap, pending removal, out of there. Do the same thing here. Okay, says sorry, there's a problem, try again. So it may just do that just because, you know, I'm recording and things of that nature and this is a test account. But you swipe, it moves, it's out of there. Let's see if it lets it remove or if it pops back up. Okay, it's an error based on whatever. But this is a test account and you see how fast and easy it is for you to just swipe, tap, remove. So if you're not convinced by now, go ahead and grab your Smart Credit. Let me know if you have any questions, but grab it using the link available and you can try it with the $1 trial. And then basically every in 7 days, you'll actually get the account, get access to all of these tools and get access to guidance on how to best use these tools. So if you ask questions, I'm able to assist you, able to help you use this tool to your advantage, plus give you access to other things that you may need along your credit restoration journey. That's all I have. Welcome in advance to the Smart Credit community, so that way you can really take full advantage of using these tools to help take your score to the next level and get on this 120 plan to 120-day plan or less in order to take your score to the next level. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.